I'll read. So next episode of Forex trading then. I wasn't going to jump onto the screen, I was just going to move straight on. But I just thought I'd have to update you on what's happened here because we've got no outstanding trades or no outstanding positions. And we've got $632 in the bank with no equity. With no outstanding trades. Now, the reason for that was because on the 20th, which was Thursday, or was Thursday the 20th, or was that Friday? One of the late last week, we seen this drop, so it got out of the positions on Dark Moon. If you remember in the last video, we had a lot of we had probably 4 or 5 negative positions with Dark Moon outstanding. The oldest one had been there since the 6th of July. They've gone now. They've been sold off at a profit by the looks of it as well. Although I'll show you that in a sec. At the same time as that happened, we had some outstanding Dark Venus trades which went negative as this dropped, because obviously it had bought high. And they've since been sold. They've been sold off this morning at a profit because it's obviously swung the other way again. And so we can see the total there is 632, which is absolutely incredible. Obviously the Dark Moon one's working on the 1 hour chart and the Dark Venus is working on the 15-minute chart. And I did say at the end of the last video I was just going to put the Dark Venus on its own, and I'm going to still do that because I still think it's probably the better of the two, looking at the numbers. But I'm just going to show you the actual account history here, so you can see down here where you've got these 4 Dark Moon trades. That's where it got out of the positions on the 20th at 1900 hours. That's another thing I need to look at as a time, because I don't think the time's absolutely spot on. I'm not sure what time these markets trade either, the Euro and USD. I'm assuming I don't know if it's like UK time or American time. I just need to align these times with a server. The reason I know they're wrong, it's actually put a trade in this morning, which is beyond the time it currently is. It's 10:46 at the minute, and if I go up here to the top, you can see the last trade was put in at 10:47. It's not even 10:47 yet in the UK. So I'm at least an hour out there somehow. So I do need to look at that. But anyway, going back down to here, you can see the Dark Moon ones here, the 4 Dark Moon trades that happened, and that was getting out of those negative positions from the previous video. You can see it got out, it jumped out. I think they added up to about minus 98 quid, if I remember correctly. You can see these two here add up to less than $60. Sorry, I'm saying quid, it's dollars. These two add up to less than $60, and these two here add up to $69. So you can see we've got out of it at a positive about, I don't know, $18 profit. Sorry, that's nearly 60, not 60, about $10 profit, which is a lot better than minus 98, obviously, but did hold on to those for quite some time. So as you can see then, it's done an advanced scalper tick mill at 41 cents, which was Friday, and it's done a Dark Venus on the 21st, which I think is Friday, and $1. And then you can see what's happened. Kind of the Dark Venus have all sold off today. You can see there the 24th. All these are the 24th. All these are this morning. You can see we've got -5, -7, -5, 65 cents, -1.88. But then we've got all these positives. We've got $10, $4, $18, $27, $2, and then 59 cents, and then that's an advanced scalper tick mill again, and then we've got a 51 cents. So the Dark Venus this morning has done really, really well. Obviously there was a few negative ones, but as the Dark Moons turned positive and it sold those off on Thursday, on Friday all the Dark Venus ones were negative, but because the markets opened at a different rate today, then it sold all those off at a nice little profit. So I am going to continue doing. So this is the transactions Dark Venus on its own from for the remainder of July. At the weekend, it doesn't include this morning's trades for the 24th. You can see the last one there's the 21st, which was the Dark Venus one. Now, it's a nightmare. I'm finding reporting really difficult. You can't seem to slice and dice the numbers in MetaTrader 4 unless I'm just missing something. I probably haven't looked properly either, to be fair, so I will look at something along those lines. But basically what I've done is the only option you seem to get is to export the data in kind of an HTML format. And when you import it into Excel, it looks a bit like this. So you end up with a dark Venus, the actual strategy underneath on the row below. So I've had to copy and paste each one up to there and then get rid of the duplicated rows. Sorry about the noise. I'm sitting on the campsite and there's a van just leaving. So I've had to sort of faff on with this a bit, get it into this format. So I've got like one transaction per row. So I have got a profit and strategy, and then I just pivot table that up. So I get to this. Now, this is the interesting part in that you can see, and again, this doesn't include the profit we've made from Dark Venus this morning. This was when we were running at $84 profit, which was 584. Now it's 623, I think it was. So we've made another, probably getting on for 40, nearly 40 more dollars. So this is probably getting close to 100. But this does include the dark moons from Thursday, the transactions when we recovered. So you can see there then the profits for the transactions that we've had during the 4 weeks that I've been trialing it. A little over 4 weeks now, nearly 5 in fact. So what I'm going to do going forward now is just use dark V. What I've actually done then is I'm keeping this going, these three things. I'm going to keep going on dark and MetaTrader 4 for the foreseeable future, just to let them run and see what happens to them. But what I've decided to do is run Dark Venus on its own, and I was going to spin up another version of MetaTrader 4, but what I thought I'd do is I'd take the opportunity to try MetaTrader 5. So I've installed MetaTrader 5, and I've just created a demo account. So this is MetaTrader 5. It looks very similar, but it is different. I don't know the history between MT4 and MT5 and why there's such dramatic changes, but even things like this, like auto trading, now renamed algo trading. I don't even know what algo means. One thing about MT5, when I installed it, I found it much easier to create a demo account. On MT4, I don't know if I was like hook-winked or side-winked into it, but I ended up creating a demo account on an actual broker, IC Markets, and I thought you had to do that, whereas on MetaTrader 5, when I installed it, it seemed a lot easier to get into creating a demo account through MetaQuotes, which is the developer of the MetaTrader software, and I found it much more straightforward doing that. You don't need a broker account even to run the demo, you just use the software. Maybe you could do that in MT4, I'm not sure, but I didn't seem to get an option, or I don't remember the option, or the option wasn't as evident. Anyhow, I've created a demo account with just $100 in, and I've also installed Dark Venus MT5, and it's things like, so you go into company now at the bottom here, if you see this tab called company, that gets you into what was previously called market, and then here it's just like a browser. I'll just make it a bit bigger so you can see it, and you can go down and you can see all these prices of things here for things you want to buy. I mean, the stuff here, selling for like $5,750 US. Good luck with that, it must be good. Obviously we're going in for our free one again. You can see the trading signals here, which are basically the copy traders, as you drop down. And here you have your VPS as well for $15 a month. I'll go into that in later videos because I probably will do that once I start going live. But at the moment I'm just using my laptop. Okay, so you can see you can go to market here. And it knows we're using MetaTrader 5, but you've got all the experts for MetaTrader 4. Experts, the automated experts are basically the bots. So if I go in here, you should be able to filter this out somewhere, which I can't see at the moment. I prefer using this screen, to be honest, outside of MetaTrader anyway, because you can just use it in a full-size browser. It's MQL5 is the website. I think there is a way to look for free ones, but like I say, I prefer to use the main website, but you can have a sort of play around in there. So I've installed I've installed Dark Venus for MT5 then, and then all you do is you just drag it onto this chart. You can see I'm running on the Euro USD 15-minute chart. So this chart's updated every 15 minutes with the currency price change, and where we've loaded Dark Venus onto that, you get this little symbol here to show it's running, and the little blue and white thing, I can't even see what that is, but anyway, that shows that it's running in live. We haven't had any trades yet though. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. I'm not sure what time the market actually opens, with it being US dollars. I don't know if it opens up in trades, because obviously Euro, we've got our timeline, and USA have got theirs, so I don't know what time it opens. That's something I do need to look into before I go live. It's showing a bit of ignorance, not knowing enough about this stuff, but obviously I'm just learning at the same time. If anybody knows anything about this, drop us a comment, or get on the Discord server where I've set up a new category and channel so we can discuss this. So the idea then is I'm going to run this on MetaTrader 5, just this Dark Venus on the Euro US dollar 15 minutes, and between now and the end of July. And I'm going to keep running the other three, including a copy, the signal trade. I'm going to run those on MetaTrader 4 between now and the end of July, just to see how they get on. Obviously, we've already got $623 in the other account. We've got 100 in this one. So come the end of the month, in about a week and a bit's time, I'll just see how they're getting on. I know it's probably not long enough, but the plan is, at the minute, the plan is to go live with something on the 1st of August. It might be cutting a little bit fine, but I've seen enough of Dark Venus, I think, to sort of give it a go. What I am going to do between now and the end of the month is play around with the settings on Dark Venus, because if you remember, I showed you this tester, which so you've got Dark Venus, you've got the Euro USD, you've got a 15-minute chart, and you've got you can show this if you select here, say last month, which means current month to me. I don't know where in the world that means last month. Last month is June, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, last month it's shown there, the 1st of July through to today's day. Well, yesterday's date. I don't know why this is flashing. I don't know if it's flashing on your screen, but it's flashing on mine. You can show the deposit. We'll start with £100, and then what you can do is you can just click start, and it'll actually back test that for the first 23 days of July. If you go to your graph, you can see it plotting a graph there. And so if we'd run this Dark Venus bot from the 1st of July to the 23rd of July, then it's showing that our £100, in this case this is pounds, the other one MT4 is dollars, this one's pounds. Our £100 would now only be worth £99.31, so we've lost about 69 pence. You can see it was climbing nicely. It got up to about 107, but now it's dropped back down. And what you can actually do is you can change the inputs. You can change all these inputs. So you can put money management on. You can do loads of different things. You can change your stop losses and that. These are all the configurations that create what's called a set file. You save that set file and you apply it. So I'm going to play around with this, trying to get a better profit. I'm not just going to use the July either. I'd probably look at something like using the last year, which is the current year. So you can see I've selected last year there, and it's changed the parameters from the 1st of the 1st 23 to the 23rd of the 7th 23. So again, you just click on start on that. Now, admittedly, it's no idea of what's going to happen in the future, but it does give you an idea how it would have performed over this year, or the period you're specifying. So you can see it's plotting the graph all the way along like this. I wish they had something like this for Betfair trading strategies. I don't know if Market Feeder does it, but if anybody knows whether there's anything like this for Betfair trading, I think you have to pay Betfair trading, Betfair Exchange for all the historic data. That's a problem. So you can see there we've ended on, if we'd been running the whole year, we'd have ended on £119. You can see it got up quite high here, which was that was actually the 27th of, that was the end of Feb. Got up to about 150 quid, but it's dropped back down again. And like I say, you can change the inputs. So if you wanted to change something and change that to like 0.5% risk, you would just run it again. You would say change that to half, right? And then you would just run the back test again. Once you were happy with the results you got and what you were doing down here, there's tons of options down here for your trading days. A lot of people say you shouldn't trade Fridays. That's actually off here. These look like a setting file I've loaded in actually because I didn't have money management set to true or set to false. But I'm going to start it off with just the vanilla version of Dark Venus, and then I'm going to apply set files afterwards. I'm going to backtest set files to try and see whether we can get any better results. Okay, so that's the plan between now and next Tuesday, which is the 1st of August. I'm going to sit and play on this for a few hours and see where we can get. Okay, thanks for watching. That's it for now, and I'll see you later. Canny.